Hey guys, so I'm up the Cottonwood Canyon in northern Utah and I'm about to hike up the North Mills B hiking trail. About a half a mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile, where I hope to have a little fire and hang up my hammock chair and have some food, maybe some hot chocolate. So why don't you come along? Here we go, up and over the pass of Catadas. All we can do is forge on. Some may fall by the wayside, but so long as the fellowship stays true, at least some of us will make it. Alright, well, I have made it into the trees finally. The first part's really steep. It goes for about a 1/4 mile. And then we turn a corner and come into this deep canyon. I've been up here many times. Really a beautiful hike. Well, I'm a little further up. Come join me for a minute on the trail while I pant some more. I've been passed by quite a few people today. It's busy. People who are a little more in shape. I'll still get up though either way. I have to stop a lot. It doesn't take much to lose what you've gained, you know. In the springtime, this would have been fairly easy just a couple months in, you know. And then just a pretty busy summer trucking and being tired on the weekends when I, you know, don't necessarily want to get out and spend more energy. Kind of slowly just lost that cardio more than anything, you know. But whether I hike half a mile or a bunch of miles, you know, what matters is I'm getting out and having some good me time to get myself centered and relax. Alright, finally to the Mount Olympus Wilderness National Forest area. This marks about the 2/3 mark for my, I don't know, half a mile to 3/4 mile hike. So we'll just go a little bit further, right where it switches back and actually starts to go up over the ridge there. And I will turn right before the switch back, and just a real short hike right there to the little campsite. Hey guys, so I hiked the last 1/3 of a mile, 1/4 of a mile, whatever it was, to the spot, and there's no one here, and it feels pretty good. Temperature's a little bit cool, maybe 50, 52. I'm sure I'll feel it more as I start cooling down, but it's as beautiful as always. Just kind of relaxing and soaking it in, you know. It's such a contrast, you know, to the city and my life as a truck driver, which I find to be pretty hectic. So this is always a big change when I come out. But the sun's coming through some light cloud cover right now. There's a slight smell of forest, pine forest. It's not very wet. In fact, it's quite dry, so the smell isn't strong, but it's there. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear the creek over off to my right. Let me show you around a little bit. Sorry about the fisheye effect, but I left my primary camera, a traditional point and shoot style, at work. So this is what we're getting. Little action camera. Pretty cool. I don't know if I'm gonna have a fire or not. It's nice to just kind of chill and not have much responsibility right now. But let me show you my backpack. I bought this last year. It's a Klymit Motion 35. You can see that. And it weighs 1 pound 9 ounces. And there's lighter packs out there for its weight, but I just bought it because I was able to get it for 50 bucks on clearance from the actually right from the company up, and I think it's Clearfield, Utah, not too far north of me. And it uses an air pad, inflatable air pad. There's a little pump right in here. I'll let you pump it up to the amount that you want. I just think it's cool, and it's well built. It's perfect for summer and day hikes. So whenever I get a chance to take it out, you know, I jump on it. It's fun, and it just it has a real 80s look to it, which I like. You know, I'm kind of a child of the 80s and early 90s. That was my heyday, so it's fun. Alright, well, I'm going to get some water firing up for some food, and then while that's heating up, I'm going to go over there and set up my hammock chair. Maybe lounge a little bit. So I'll get back with you when I have this ready to fire up. Alright, so I am just filling up this little alcohol stove with some methanol. This is called the Triad Alcohol Stove by Vargo, and it's really tiny. In fact, it's smaller than I thought it was going to be, by about half as much. I just purchased this from some dude on Stoveaholics on Facebook. Real cool dude I've dealt with before. I actually sold him a titanium stove a few months ago, and then he returned the good deal that I gave him. So yeah, so this would be my first try with it. I just got it today, so let's fire it up if I can. This will be my first, like I say, the first time, and I'm spilling it everywhere, which is fantastic. So I'll probably cut that out. Alright, let's see if I can start it up this time without flipping it over. I don't even know if I'm doing this right, to be honest with you. I think I feel a little flame down there. Yeah, it looks like it's bubbling up, I think. No? You know, typical me, I was not prepared for this. I don't know if I can actually recoup any of that. Yeah, maybe I can. I'm actually getting most of this. I was able to get most of it back. I know this one worked. This is the Super Venom stove, made from a Venom energy can, so I know that works quite good. So okay, cool. It's starting to gain momentum, so I'm just going to let this do its thing. Oh yeah, and I thought I would mention that I'm using a little Vargo windscreen that just weighs 1 ounce. You can get it from a lot of places. I bought mine off of Amazon. And this is an Imusa 10 centimeter cup, which holds something like 800 or so milliliters, which works out to be actually almost exactly 3 cups if I remember right, measured at the top. And then this is a Batch Stoves steel lid that's been anodized, and it's quite light. And this costs like $7, and I bought that cup for $2 at Amazon, actually from Walmart. All right, she's going. You know what? I think I'm going to put a little more water in there because I'm going to have a little bit of coffee. There we go. Hopefully I got enough alcohol in there. But I'm going to go set up my hammock chair. You want to come join me? Alright, well, with the hammock chair back up, I'm back to see how my water's coming. It's actually quite hot. Good, good. So I'm going to have some more of this rescue ramen from Packet Gourmet. And this stuff is fantastic. They have a seasoning packet in there as well as some either freeze-dried or it looks like actually just dehydrated. I think it's just dehydrated vegetables, as well as some Texas Pete's Sriracha Cha sauce, and that's great stuff. I actually brought more with me. I ordered a 30-pack from these guys, so because I couldn't find it anywhere else other than getting it in a big bulk, a big box of the stuff. So yeah. Got our Maruchan Oriental flavor ramen, which tastes really good with it. I don't know if it's recommended by the company or not, but it's good. I like to just crunch it up a little bit so it's easier to eat. And I still use the seasoning packet that came with it. I know not everybody does, but I like the flavor added in. So let's get all this going. So Packet Gourmet actually has a cook and bag method, so you can stick it in the bag and then the bottom is supposed to open up. There we go, like that, and then it sits upright on its own. So I can just pour everything right into here, like that. Right? Get the seasoning packet in there without getting the oxygen absorber in there. There we go. And then we'll get the water going, which is pretty hot. Ow. And then I'll just kind of mix that up a little bit. And it should be, it's kind of hard to judge with ramen. That should be right about right. Right about right. and we'll just let that sit. If it was really cold, I would have a little cozy out here, which would keep it warm, but I'll just go with that for now and let it sit for a few. And then go ahead and fire up my coffee. I have this Nescafe Blend and Brew, which is a Korean product, or at least it's sold in Korea, and you can buy it off of Amazon. I think I saw it somewhere else, but this stuff is really good because it has the creamer and the sugar all in one, ready to go, so you don't have to haul anything else with you separately. So, alright, so I've got my Toaks Titanium spoon with me. Oh yeah. It's actually still a little bit hot for what I like. There we go. Give it a whirl. It's pretty good. I normally use 2 of them, but it's in the afternoon and I do want to sleep at some point tonight. It's very satisfying though, you know. I find whether I've hiked in 3 miles or I've just come in, you know, this half, 2/3 mile, whatever, just staying the night or not staying the night, it's just nice to heat something up and have a meal, have something hot that I enjoy, and in this case it's a pick-me-up too, you know. And there's a growing trend with fast lightweight hikers that just don't want to spend the time or carry the weight for heating something up, but I don't ever see that being me, you know. I just find this to be so satisfying, and it's part of the fun, because I don't hike to hike, I hike to be out in the wilderness and to camp and set up a hammock of one sort or another, because that's my thing now, you know. So I adopted the lightweight, even some of the ultralight mentality, but I like being comfortable and having a certain richness that comes, you know, with all these various things, with a hammock and the food and whatever traditions that I will pick up along the way, you know. Alright, well, while the ramen is doing its thing and hydrating, I'm going to do what I do best, and that's sit on my ass for a while. Alright, well, this is, I forgot how quick this ramen rehydrates, so I'm going to get this going, and since I can clean the pot at home, I'm just going to make my life easier if I don't spill it, and just use my mug. Yes, it's easier already. Couple packs of Texas peach sriracha cha sauce. Oh yeah. And then I brought the secret ingredient. If you guys saw my last video, you know what I'm talking about. I brought a Spam single cut up in this bad boy. So let's do it. You can usually just do it right out of the package, like that. Looks pretty good. You know, this isn't the healthiest meal around, but you know what? It's tasty and it has lots of energy. It's a good backpacker's meal for being what it is. A little for the ramen and a little for me. I just want to say something about being tired on your time off. It sucks donkey butt. It's yeah, I'm spilling all over. It's like you can do everything you normally do, but as you guys know, there's little things that suffer. Planning ahead, being careful, not researching your new stove you've never used before, forgetting about what you knew about it. All those things apply. Well, that was pretty good. It was a little bit strong. There wasn't enough water in there to start with, but that's alright. Still tasty. Yes sir, it was tasty. So, I think I'm going to have myself a little more coffee. It's 52 degrees out, and was sunny for a while, and there's bugs in the air. It's crazy. We've had a... Winter's been slow in coming. So, although it was kind of a failure with this stove tonight, it's still just really cool. I see why people like them. The dude I bought it from had at least 2 of them, and I guess just didn't need them both, so yeah, it's cool. It'll be fun to experiment with at home, so I can get it right, you know, the next time I go out. Again, it's the Vargo Triad titanium stove, and it's pretty cool. It's really light, and both the legs and the pot stand fold up. It's really small. To put it in perspective, there's your standard size lighter. So it's, you know, at its widest point, maybe 2.5 inches. Alright, I wanted to try to show this flame to you guys while it's still going, while it's high. There we go. So again, that's the Venom alcohol stove. And let me give you a better shot of this coffee I'm using. The Nescafe Blend and Brew, plus whatever that says. 90 something. And this is the way that Koreans like it, apparently. So I'm just sipping on my coffee, and a couple just walked by that were, I don't know, maybe in their low to mid 60s. And the guy was leading and carrying the backpack, and the woman was behind him. And they were holding hands on the skinny trail, you know, just talking. Sound like they get along good, at least while they're out here. I think that's neat, you know. That might be me someday. You never know. Oh man, it's warming me up. And I was pretty close on the temperature. It's 53 degrees. So I don't expect a $6 thermometer to be perfect, but it's going to be in there somewhere, but somewhere close. Well, it's getting kind of cold just laying there. So I think I'm gonna just head on down the hill, pack up, stay warm, get going on to the next adventure. Well, it's always a little bit sad to have to leave camp, but that's all right. I was up for maybe an hour 15 is all, but you know what? I feel like I've reset pretty good, you know. It was a good time. Some coffee, some good food, a couple mistakes, some lounging. Yeah, can't complain. It's always you know, I was saying it earlier how it's such a centering thing for me, and it really is. And the longer I'm out here, the more integrated in the moment, you know, that I seem to feel. I think most of us know the difference, you know, when we're we're kind of more in urge, and we're out there trying to get everything done, and our mind is buzzing. For some people it's like that all the time, but for me, my natural state is pretty calm and chill, and excuse me, and I think that's kind of why, at least in part, why I tend to be a stressor, you know, because I'm not really built for action-packed city life and all the responsibilities and shiz. I have just really come to learn that this is where I belong, you know, that my career is on the wrong path, you know, and it's never really been my thing, but as a trucker, it's, you know, since I don't like being told what to do and having to be on someone's schedule, it's my way of getting by, you know. I took a chance on it 12 years ago and it's worked out, but it's been growing old, and I'm ready to move on. I'm actually halfway through the process, I guess you could say, of being hired with a major energy company, and if that works out, I will be home every day. Although it's kind of an evening schedule from 2 p.m.-ish to as early as 10 p.m. Could be a few hours later depending on delays, but it's looking pretty promising. So, oh, I'm ranting, aren't I? But yeah, so I'm hoping this works out. If not, I'll find something else, but that'll really improve my life, and it'll give me a schedule, 6 days on, 2 off, a consistent pay rate, consistent income, and I will easily be out of debt by the into the first quarter or so of 2019. So we're at the end of 2017, so that is not far away. And I'll still have my condo payment if I elect to stay in it, but in the meantime, my condo's gaining worth. I don't see that changing in the immediate future. And yeah, so we'll see. I have until then to kind of figure out what else I want to do, because I want to get out of that truck. I figure something else out that gets me out here a lot, whether it's running a little tour company, you know, showing people how to backpack, whatever, you know, figure something out. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep getting out here as much as I can, and whatever I choose to do, I will be getting out of the big city and into a smaller, even rural area ultimately. You know, I don't know where that'll be. Maybe the Pacific Northwest, you know. But I don't want to limit myself. I want to keep my options open, you know. So we'll see what we get. So I always like this part when I'm just walking out of the pine forest and out into the open, just like I do when I'm heading in, you know. Opens up from the thick canopy into this. Woohoo! There it is. What a view, huh? Probably a little funky with that fisheye, but you get the idea. So as I was saying, this is where the steep downgrade's about to start. That was a steep upgrade coming up. So I need to hike down to that parking lot. So I just end up going through switchbacks all the way down that are pretty steep. You can see there's still a lot of people up here. They close that parking lot over there during the winter time, which is interesting. I mean, it seems like they could still keep it open and just close the bathroom that's kind of back in there. You can't see it, but so everyone just parks wherever they can, including me. Well, I'm right at the bottom. Well, if I don't fall, right at the bottom of those switchbacks. So here's the last little stair. The last sad little stair. It says goodbye to all the people leaving the wilderness. So, now we're back to civilization, aren't we? Man. Look both ways. Be a good kid. Keep it safe. Oh man. Alright. Well, that was fun. And I'm reset. That's what I was after. So, yeah, on to the next thing. Thanks for joining me, guys.